My name is Kelly Hoffner, and I relocated to Georgia in 2011 to raise my family, and I was a stay-at-home mom until 2018 when I moved to Effingham. So I worked at the tax office. In 2020 I was hired there. I worked as a window clerk for about a year, and I was promoted to a motor vehicle supervisor. When I first started, I noticed even down to the filing, down to the little stuff, like stuff hadn't been archived in years. It was just kind of haphazardly shoved everywhere. Binders were falling apart. The training was chaotic. They gave me a DMV manual and a property tax manual from the state. And that was pretty much the extent of my training until I was just kind of thrown into a window. But there has to be an actual protocol. There's no standard training protocol. So that's immediately what I got to work on in a supervisory role. I started writing some training materials. I started trying to get protocols together. You have to have a process for that. And so that's what I did, and magically, no more missing mail. No more having to call customers and say, we're really sorry, we lost your title or your check. That's terrible. That's basic customer service. And to me, in a government office, especially when dealing with taxes, that service is supposed to be elevated from the standard. You can't establish a training protocol. You can't get everything squared away or even know where to look unless you know exactly what the workflow in that office is. With it being so complex, if you want to get it straightened out, we need to start with investing in the staff. We don't just need retraining, we need restructuring. So a lot of comments have been made about researching other counties. Well, when I worked there are other counties that do things a little differently than we do. We've been doing things the same way for probably about at least 10 years, a little longer. And the county has changed so much in that time, and we haven't matched that. We have to keep the pace. So as a tax commissioner, your role is to oversee everything in that office. It serves as a Department of Motor Vehicles, so everything with registering your vehicle. If you're doing anything business-wise, agricultural equipment, anything you have to do with your vehicle, you'll go to the tax commissioner's office. For property, it's your yearly taxes that you get. Basically, the tax commissioner is supposed to work with the tax assessor to ensure that accurate billing is complete, but also it is the tax commissioner's responsibility to inform and educate taxpayers on their rights and responsibilities. So even though we're not the ones responsible for setting the rates, and we're not the ones responsible for voting on things, we're supposed to educate you on what you're supposed to do and what laws are changing. If you have exemptions, we're supposed to direct you to the tax assessor's office and look up and see if you're eligible for any tax breaks. We're not actively serving as a role of an ambassador right now, and I think we really need to. When you're serving as an elected official and a constitutional officer, you need to be an ambassador for your community. You automatically, whether you have the power to vote or pass things, you have an elevated platform. You have a larger voice, and you're supposed to utilize that for your community. And I feel like it's a terrible waste if you're not. There's so many foundations, local ones here. We have food pantries, we have Family Promise, we have the animal shelter does great things. We have really nice organizations for handicapped, and we're not partnering with any of them. Why are we not contributing? We don't need to start our own drive. There's events every weekend for charitable events to raise money, and like just that power of representing your people or helping your people, just contributing. And I think that's missing. We need to make that connection a lot more between all these. I absolutely love the Low Country Down Syndrome Society. I love Backpack Buddies, Effingham Navigators, and I think we could do something with those. I want to get involved. A big goal of mine that will not change when my campaign ends is education. There's an alarming amount of misunderstanding in regards to the role and impact that the tax commissioner has. Customer service, that's most certainly paramount. I've listened to pitches of cross-training back office staff and dedicating employees to answer phones, but I'm here to say that's already in place. As a former supervisor, I was one of those employees, and it's just not enough. Our full staff, including the tax commissioner, is a team of 13 to 14 people, and we're serving almost 70,000 residents. We don't just need retraining, we need restructure. Technology, that's another hot button topic. Upgrading software sounds appealing, but the caveat, the reality of it, our motor vehicle software is provided by the state. It's used in every county, and we're unable to upgrade it. The property tax software, that's brand new. It was rolled out within the last 2 years. It's gaining traction, and it's being implemented in other counties. The software itself is modern, but it is most definitely underutilized. I also researched other counties, and I learned a lot while I worked there, and I agree. I believe kiosks would be a great advantage for our county. They're funded by the state. Why don't we have them already? It offers another avenue of convenience, but at the end of the day, the tag renewals rarely clog the line, so that's not going to be the end-all resolution for that. We're doing no justice to the office as reactive leaders, and I want to be proactive. The training is chaotic at best. There's no current checklist. There's no consistency. We're massively underserving our veterans, senior, and special needs population, and our ADA compliance needs to be prioritized. I encourage you to check out my exit interview that I posted to my Facebook page. See that I left in good standing. See what the comments were at the very bottom of that. I would love the opportunity to lead with an intentional plan and correct the root of the issues, because at this point, we're out of Band-Aids. Early voting dates are April 29th through May 17th, with final voting day being May 21st. I would love to not only earn your vote, but also to earn your trust. Vote Kelly Hoffner for Effingham County Tax Commissioner.